KPSM investigates early morning shooting incident in K-Bay area. CPS encourages families to practice water safety and sun protection during the summer holiday season. ODM, remain vigilant and monitor MDS weather reports for potential storm activity. Minister Gums announces structural subsidy agreement with the St. Martin Sports Federation. From the island of St. Martin, this is SXM Daily News for July 17th, 2026. The police force of St. Martin, KPSM, is actively investigating a shooting incident that occurred at approximately 2 a.m. on Friday, July 17th, at a bar located on Windsor Road in K-Bay area. Preliminary investigation indicates that a suspect, dressed entirely in black and armed with a handgun, entered the establishment and attempted to rob an individual inside the bar. During the incident, a struggle ensued, after which the suspect discharged several rounds before fleeing the scene in an unknown direction. Both victims received immediate medical treatment at the scene from ambulance personnel before being transported to the St. Martin Medical Center, SMMC, for further medical care. Detectives and forensic investigators responded to the scene, where they processed and collected evidence. An active investigation is underway to determine the circumstances surrounding the shooting and to identify and apprehend the suspect. Today, Friday, July 17th, at approximately 10:35 a.m., the police force of St. Martin, KPSM Dispatch, received a report of an armed robbery in progress at a jewelry store located on Front Street in Phillipsburg. Upon the arrival of the first responding patrol officers, it was determined that 2 male suspects had entered the establishment. One suspect was armed with a handgun, while the second suspect used a hammer to smash several display showcases. The suspects subsequently stole several pieces of jewelry before fleeing the scene. Witnesses reported seeing the suspects escape on a scooter that had been parked nearby. Several patrol units were immediately dispatched to the surrounding areas in an attempt to locate and apprehend the suspects. Despite an extensive search, the suspects were not located. Detectives and members of the forensic department also responded to the scene to conduct a thorough investigation and collect evidence. The investigation into this incident is ongoing. KPSM is once again appealing to the public for assistance. Anyone with information that may aid this investigation, including eyewitnesses or persons who may have captured the suspects or their movements, is urged to contact the police force of St. Martin at 5422 or tip line 9300. KPSM also encourages the business community to remain vigilant and to promptly report any suspicious persons or activities in and around their places of business to the authorities. The police force of St. Martin remains committed to safeguarding the community and bringing those responsible for criminal acts to justice. Prime Minister Dr. Luc Mercelina, in his capacity as Acting Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labour, VSA, is advising the public to strengthen food safety practices following reports of a multi-state cyclospora outbreak currently under investigation in the United States. Cyclospora is a microscopic parasite that causes cyclosporiasis, a foodborne illness that can result in prolonged watery diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, loss of appetite, fatigue, and weight loss. While U.S. health authorities continue to investigate the source of the outbreak, fresh produce, including leafy greens, fresh herbs, berries, and peas, has been associated with previous cyclospora outbreaks. As St. Martin imports a significant portion of its fresh fruits and vegetables, it is important that we remain vigilant and practice proper food safety measures, Prime Minister Dr. Mercelina said. While there are currently no confirmed cases in Sint Maarten linked to this outbreak, prevention remains our best defense. The Ministry of VSA encourages the public to observe the following food safety precautions. Wash all fresh fruits and vegetables thoroughly under clean running water before eating or preparing them. Peel fruits and vegetables where practical. Avoid cross-contamination by using clean utensils, cutting boards, and food preparation surfaces. Refrigerate perishable produce promptly. Seek medical attention if you experience severe or persistent diarrhea, particularly after consuming raw fruits or vegetables. At this time, there are no confirmed cases of cyclospora in Sint Maarten associated with the ongoing outbreak in the United States. Nevertheless, the Ministry of VSA is closely monitoring developments in collaboration with regional and international public health partners and will take all necessary measures should the situation change. The health and well-being of the people of Sint Maarten remain our highest priority, Prime Minister Mercelina added. Simple preventive measures, such as thoroughly washing fresh produce and maintaining good food hygiene practices, can go a long way in protecting ourselves, our families, and our communities from foodborne illnesses. The government of Sint Maarten will continue to monitor the situation closely and will keep the public informed of any developments that may affect the country. DCOM, Fire Chief and National Disaster Coordinator, NDC, of the Office of Disaster Management, ODM, Clive Richardson, is calling on residents and the business community to remain vigilant and monitor local weather reports from the Meteorological Department of St. Maarten, MDS, www.meteosexm.com, or visit their social media page, facebook.com, SXM Weather, in connection with the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. The latest July forecast from the Colorado State University, CSU, Department of Atmospheric Science indicates that the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season is expected to be well below normal, with 9 named storms, 4 hurricanes, and 1 major hurricane, Category 3 or higher, with sustained wind speeds of 111 miles per hour or greater. While this forecast suggests fewer storms than the historical average, it does not eliminate the risk to Sint Maarten. Seasonal forecasts estimate the overall level of tropical cyclone activity across the Atlantic basin, but they cannot predict where or when individual storms will develop or make landfall. It only takes one tropical storm or hurricane passing near or directly over the island to cause significant damage, disrupt essential services, and threaten lives. The Office of Disaster Management, ODM, therefore reminds residents and the business community that preparedness should never be based solely on seasonal forecasts. Every hurricane season should be approached with the same level of readiness, regardless of whether it is forecast to be above normal, near normal, or below normal. Preparedness is a shared responsibility. Taking action today, while weather conditions are favorable, is far easier and more effective than making last-minute preparations when a tropical storm or hurricane is approaching the country. The remaining 2026 storm names are Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edouard, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. The community is urged to learn more about hurricane hazards and resources you need on how to prepare your family, home, or business for a storm, hurricane strike by visiting the government website, www.sintmaartengov.org, Hurricane, where you will be able to download your hurricane season readiness guide and hurricane tracking chart. The information here is also valuable for new residents. Listen to the government radio station, SXM GOV 107.9 FM, for official information and news before, during, and after a hurricane. You can also follow weather-related news and information, as well as national addresses by the Prime Minister, Chairperson of the Emergency Operations Center, EOC, by going to the SXM Gov Facebook page for official weather-related information. Rely on forecasts that can be found at the website of the Meteorological Department of St. Martin, MDS, www.meteosxm.com, or visit their social media page, facebook.com/CXMweather. Remember, it only takes one hurricane to make it a bad season. Remain vigilant and prepared. The hurricane season runs through November 30th. The Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, Melissa Gums, is pleased to announce that the ministry has finalized a structural subsidy agreement with the St. Martin's Sports Federation, SMSF, for 2026, marking another step in the ministry's efforts to strengthen, professionalize, and improve accountability within the local sports sector. Under the agreement, the ministry will provide support towards national uniforms, the institutional development of the federation, and eligible operational expenses. SMSF has, in turn, committed to regular financial reporting and to assisting the Department of Sports with the collection of information from its member federations and associations to support informed policy development. The agreement comes at an important time as the department advances policies in areas such as anti-doping and athlete safeguarding. The SMSF serves as the national umbrella body representing more than 20 local national sports federations and associations. Following an extended period without an active governing board, the federation was re-established in 2024 and has since worked tirelessly to rebuild its structure and restore its role as a credible and representative voice for sport in St. Martin. It gives me great pride to see the St. Martin Sports Federation once again actively fulfilling the role for which it was established, said Minister Gums. Our national federations and associations need a strong umbrella organization that can represent their collective interests, help coordinate the development of sport, and provide a consistent point of engagement with government. I am encouraged by the progress made and excited about what this partnership can accomplish.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
As public discussion about the national budget continues, the Minister of Finance believes it is important to clearly explain how the government's budget is prepared and what role each part of government plays in that process. Preparing the national budget is a shared responsibility. The Ministry of Finance coordinates the process, but it does not prepare budgets for other ministries or decide how much money each ministry gets. Those decisions are made together by the Council of Ministers, in line with the Comptabiliteitslandsverordning. To support a better understanding of the process, the Minister of Finance provides the following step-by-step overview. Step 1. Strategic Budget Session. The budget process begins with a strategic session involving ministers, secretaries general, financial controllers, cabinet staff, the Financial Policy Department, FBBB, and the Policy-Based Budgeting, PBB, project team. During this session, government's priorities, national needs, and available financial resources are discussed. Ministers present the priorities of their respective ministries and identify the resources required to achieve their policy objectives. Step 2. Council of Ministers establishes the budget framework. Based on these discussions, the Council of Ministers collectively determines the government's policy priorities, strategic objectives, budget parameters, and financial allocations for the upcoming fiscal year. This is a collective decision-making process in which ministers advocate for their ministries while balancing the needs of government as a whole within the available fiscal space. For example, during one budget cycle, the ministries of VSA and TEATT agreed to reduce portions of their own budget requests so that funding could be made available for a priority within the Ministry of Justice. Once approved, these allocations become the official budget parameters within which each ministry must prepare its budget. These are not recommendations. They form the financial framework for the national budget. Step 3. Ministries prepare their budgets. Each ministry prepares its own budget based on the priorities and financial allocations approved by the Council of Ministers. Every minister remains responsible for determining how the approved resources will be utilized to achieve the ministry's policy objectives. The Ministry of Finance does not prepare another ministry's budget. Once completed, each ministry submits its budget to the Ministry of Finance for consolidation. Step 4. Ministry of Finance coordinates and consolidates the budget. The Ministry of Finance reviews each ministry's submission to ensure that it complies with the financial parameters approved by the Council of Ministers, is complete and internally consistent, is fiscally sustainable, and can be incorporated into the national budget. This is a coordination function, not one of rewriting or reducing another ministry's budget. If a ministry submits a budget exceeding its approved allocation, it cannot simply be incorporated into the national budget. Since the national budget is one consolidated financial document, any increase by one ministry affects the government's overall expenditure. Unless additional revenue is identified or expenditure is reduced elsewhere by a decision of the Council of Ministers, the budget would no longer be balanced. The Ministry of Finance therefore works with ministries to bring their submissions within the agreed framework. These adjustments implement decisions already made by the Council of Ministers. They are not unilateral budget cuts by the Minister of Finance. DCOM. With schools now closed and the summer holiday season underway, the Collective Prevention Service, CPS, a department within the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development and Labour, Ministry VSA, is encouraging residents and visitors to make safety a priority while enjoying the island's beaches and swimming pools. The summer months provide families with opportunities to spend more time outdoors, but they also bring increased risks associated with prolonged sun exposure, dehydration, and drowning. CPS is reminding parents, guardians, caregivers, and the public that many of these risks can be prevented by taking simple precautions. Can accomplish. One of the most important safety messages is to never leave children unattended around water. Whether at the beach, a swimming pool, or even in a bathtub, children should always be under the constant supervision of a responsible adult. Drowning can occur quickly and silently, often within seconds, making continuous supervision essential. According to global public health data, the highest rates of drowning occur among children between the ages of 1 and 4 years, followed by children between the ages of 5 and 9. Even children who know how to swim should never be left unsupervised in or near the water. Can accomplish. CPS advises adults supervising children to remain fully attentive and avoid distractions such as mobile phones, reading, or engaging in lengthy conversations. A designated water watcher should always be present and focused solely on monitoring children while they are swimming or playing near the water. Parents are also encouraged to enroll school-age children in swimming lessons. Learning basic swimming and water safety skills significantly reduces the risk of drowning and provides children with lifelong skills that promote confidence, physical fitness, and safe recreational activities. Can accomplish. In addition to water safety, residents are urged to protect themselves from the effects of the sun and extreme heat. Spending long hours outdoors without adequate protection can lead to dehydration, heat exhaustion, sunburn, and other heat-related illnesses. CPS recommends the following safety tips for a healthy day at the beach or pool. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, even if you do not feel thirsty, to prevent dehydration. Apply a broad-spectrum sunscreen with a sun protection factor, SPF, of 30 or higher at least 15 to 30 minutes before going outdoors, and reapply every 2 hours or more frequently after swimming or excessive sweating. Wear lightweight clothing, a wide-brimmed hat, and sunglasses that provide ultraviolet UV protection. Consider wearing UV protective swimwear or clothing for additional protection from the sun's harmful rays. Use a lip balm containing SPF to protect your lips from sunburn. Seek shade regularly, particularly during the hottest hours of the day, and take breaks from prolonged exposure to direct sunlight.
Now for the weather forecast tonight through Saturday evening. Cloudy to partly cloudy and slightly hazy. Brief showers are likely. Surface winds tonight through Saturday evening, east-northeast to east-southeast, with a gentle to moderate breeze at 8 to 16 km/h. Higher gusts are possible. State of the sea, smooth to slight. Wave swells 1 to 4 feet outlook through Sunday evening. Partly cloudy and slightly hazy with isolated showers. And now your 3-day forecast.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurance.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurance.
For a group of students from St. Dominic High School and Milton Peters College, the St. Martin Library became much more than a place to borrow books. It became a classroom for learning, personal growth, professional development, and new experiences. Through the St. Martin Library's 2025-2026 student internship program, students gained hands-on workplace experience, developed valuable professional skills, and discovered the important role the library plays in serving, connecting, and empowering the communities of St. Martin. Through this collaborative initiative, students were introduced to a professional work environment where they strengthened essential skills in communication, teamwork, responsibility, organization, and community engagement. The internship provided students from various educational programs, including community-based learning, CBL, social studies, VWO, and the Work Experience Program, PKL, with the opportunity to apply their classroom knowledge in a meaningful real-world setting. To celebrate their achievements, the students participated in a special closing ceremony featuring a creative silk painting workshop facilitated by guest artist Penka Petrova. Participant. The event provided students with an opportunity to express their creativity while reflecting on their internship journey. The celebration concluded with a certificate presentation by the St. Martin Library, bringing together students, supervising teachers, library staff, and the internship coordinator to recognize the dedication, growth, and contributions of each participant. On behalf of the St. Martin Library, staff extended their sincere appreciation to all participating students for their commitment, enthusiasm, and willingness to learn. Special recognition was also given to the supervising teachers, coordinators, and library team members who guided and supported the students throughout this valuable experience. The closing celebration offered everyone a moment to connect, relax, and celebrate the accomplishments achieved during the internship period in a positive and encouraging environment.
This is our SXM Daily Newscast. Thank you for joining us.